The mayor is leading the team to open the plaque. Then quickly we'll open the statue. We're going to have a very short program here. His Excellency, the President of the Republic. Let's clap hands as they open the plaque. His Worship the Mayor will read.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, Excellency, President Ramaphosa. It's my honor once again to read the inscription. Nelson Mandela, 1918 to 2013. This is the quote I want to read from Mandela himself. Open quote, I've cherished the ideal of a democratic and free South Africa, close quote. Thank you.
Thank you very much, His Worship. I would request that you come this side again to read the message, this side, then after that.
Once again, this plaque was unveiled by His Excellency, President of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Mandela Cyril Ramaphosa, on the 3rd of March 2026. Thank you very much.
Siyabonga, shaya izandla kakhulu. Siyabonga bameya, siyabonga. As we move forward to open the statue, please come forward. Ayayisika-ke manje iribhini mebeyisika nje shaya izandla kakhulu siyayivula-ke sibone. Can you please team that assist us sivuleke istage sibone sonke ukuthi sinjani.
Oh my God, look at him, sorry. You like those shoes?
Shaya izandla. Ngoba kakhulu sengiyasibona-ke ukuthi sihle kangakanani.
stand and welcome His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa on stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's be seated, please. Program Director, let me stand on the protocols that you so eloquently articulated right at the beginning. But having said so, let me extend my greetings to the Tambo and the Mandela families and thank them for being present here as we unveil these statues. And also extend my greetings to ministers and deputy ministers who are here present, and to the executive mayor of eThekwini, His Worship, my namesake, Cyril Kaba, and of course the Speaker of the eThekwini Municipality, my dear brother Tabani Yawosa, and councillors. And I also extend my greetings and also gratitude to my elder stalwart, Mac Maharaj, who some of you may not know was the main instigator of both the icons that we are honoring today. And ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed an honor to be present here in eThekwini in Durban and to address you today on the historic occasion of the unveiling of these immense statues, 9 meters tall, gigantic, and representing the likeness of Presidents Nelson Mandela and OR Tambo. The eThekwini Municipality has, and we're very proud of this, bestowed this honor on these 2 icons of our struggle and of our history in recognition of their contribution towards our struggle for freedom, a history which was so well presented, in part because it can never be complete, by Mac Maharaj and Jeff Hadid, leaders who struggled for social justice and the empowerment of our people. The monuments of this nature are important for preserving our history and our heritage as a people. They anchor the collective memory of a nation. When we look at them, we are able to have great memories, not only of what they stood for, but also of our nation and where we've come from. They are important as a public affirmation of the values which these 2 leaders have represented and the principles for which they stood and they fought. It was the Roman philosopher Marcus Cicero who said, "The life of the dead is placed in the memory of the living." And indeed it is so, that their lives is today lodged in our memory as those who are alive today. They stand as a reminder to future generations of the road and journey our nation has traveled, but more importantly of the aspirations of our future. Younger generations who did not live through the troubled times of our country, from colonialism to apartheid, and who did not experience apartheid and the liberation struggle, will learn through the monuments of these two giants of our nation that indeed we have traversed a long path as a nation. Of course, statues such as these provoke a number of questions, but they also initiate conversations about their value, but more importantly about our past. The presence of Mandela and Tambo in bronze ensures that their stories, and indeed the story of our country, remains truly and fully embedded in the landscape of the daily lives of our people and are not confined to textbooks. As today's unveiling, we reflect, or at today's unveiling, we reflect on the preeminent contributions that Tambo and Mandela made to the birth of a democratic South Africa. It is significant that these two statues are unveiled in the year that we celebrate 30 years of the adoption of our democratic constitution. It's a wonderful coincidence indeed, but I know for a fact that our mayor and his colleagues planned it so carefully to make sure that we unveil them this year. It was OR Tambo who initiated the drafting of the ANC's constitutional principles, which were developed while the liberation movements were still banned and while apartheid oppression was at its height. He had great vision and could see through the historic looking glass that the time had indeed come for South Africa to transition towards a constitution that would be the birth certificate of our entire nation. The constitutional principles anticipated the essential features of the democracy that we live in today. And 10 years after that, it was Nelson Mandela who signed our democratic constitution into law. It is one of the great coincidences of our history that the two partners of Mandela and Tambo attorneys were each to play such a pivotal role in the development and adoption of our democratic constitution and to build us the nation that they have done so. The cost of what they contributed in our struggle is incalculable. We cannot even begin to count what it cost for us to be where we are. In stone and bronze, we continue to write our history. Not the history of those who held power unjustly, but the history of those who refused to let injustice to have the final word. We're writing the history of how our people struggled to be free. As we look at these two statues, we are looking at history. But more than being the history of Tambo and Mandela, it is the history of our people. But we are also telling the world that we will continue to honor the heroes and heroines of our struggle, and meaning the millions of all of us, of South Africans who fought for this freedom. As we face the challenges of today and tomorrow, we are, all of us, standing on the shoulders of these two brave men, but we're also standing on the shoulders of many men and women and children who fell and suffered during the struggle for our freedom. Their lives will continue to inspire and encourage us as we strive together for a better life and a better world. It is said that a nation that forgets its past has no future. We choose to have a future by remembering choose to have a future by remembering those who contributed to the struggle and to the success that we will continue to achieve as we move on. The preamble of our Constitution pays tribute and homage to those who worked and who suffered to build the South Africa that we now have today. But more importantly, the South Africa of our dreams, the South Africa that we will give as a bequest to our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. So this is a great moment, it's a great day for all of us, and truly, I think we should say that we are honored, all of us, to be present here to remember the contributions of Tambo and Mandela. Thank you very much.